Welcome back to the WAT podcast, episode 12. This week, again, to replace my ever so dependent co-host, we have not one, not two, but three special guests. These are probably one of my closest friends from high school and from my childhood. So I guess you guys can introduce yourselves in alphabetical order. So Dhaval, Vishal, Yash.
Well, hello, my fans and viewers. It's an honor to be here today in front of you. I don't, brag or anything, but I'm probably Amay's favorite.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and thank you for having me on the show.
It's good to have you on the show.
Lovely. Thank you so much for that, Dhaval. And coming live and direct here, we have Vishal reporting for duty. And, some would say that I am probably his top 3 choice. And I think that's why I'm here today. So thank you very much for the honor.
Oh, thank you, Vishal. Thank you, Vishal. Hello, people. This is Yash coming live. Sitting right beside Vishal, but he's farting a lot, so I need to control this. And please forgive me for any inappropriate words that may come out because of him. So thank you for having me on the show.
Wow. As you can see from the intro itself, this week's gonna be very, very interesting and very, very a very fun episode. So yeah. Speaking of farts, I don't think Vishal was here for this, but does he know about the Mount Kenya story?
I was literally gonna bring that up.
No, guys. Can we leave that out, please? Can we leave
Why?
that out?
It's more embarrassing for me than it is for you, though.
It's more embarrassing for me because I was right behind.
You were in the line of fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we've got all this out, if we've got this far, then we might as well just get the whole story out.
Yeah,
So
just get
there's
the whole
two
story
sides
out.
of the stories. So there's we'll hear both sides of the stories.
Sure.
Who wants to go first then?
I think Yash can go first.
No, I think you goes first because
Oh.
you're the one who started it.
Look,
So
after
we can-
I think it's just one side of the story.
No, there's not one side of the story. So go for it. You go
Alright,
first.
fine. So, how long ago was this year 10 or year 11?
This was in year 10.
10,
yes.
10.
Alright, so this was in year 10, so that's like what, 5-6 years ago? Jeez,
Oh,
that's
shit,
a
it's been
long
that
ass
long.
time.
I think
Uh,
2014 August, was it 2014?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was, it
during
was. It was.
the long holidays.
You guys said I had a Mount
2013
Kenya
actually,
t-shirt.
sorry. 2013.
Wait, 2013?
Yes, I think 2013.
Huh, okay. That's
The August, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really long time ago. So yeah, so basically 2013, 2014 August, we had gone to Mount Kenya.
Yep.
Yep.
Minus Vishal, obviously. But it was me, Yash, Dhaval, Neil, who's already been on the show. I think it was like episode 2 or 3. And there were like 2 other guys who were with us. And basically we were doing the summit climb. Now, I haven't climbed a mountain before, so this was my first time ever. And
So let's just give out a warning that Amay had like gastric problems that night. So you can imagine what happened.
no. According to you guys, this is a common thing, okay? That happens.
It's not common. It's not
You
common.
you are the
Smell
ones
that
who
bad is
told
not
me.
common, my friend.
Listen, you are the ones who told me that when you're climbing up a mountain, it happens. So I was like,
Yeah, because you ate beans like you ate
I
beans.
did, I don't think
Yeah,
they
you were
serve.
mad.
I don't think they serve
We did.
beans.
We had beans, okay? We had beans that
Always a good idea. Always a good idea.
All right, fine. So okay, we had beans. I think it was for dinner. We had beans, and we were climbing up. It's like what, 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. We're climbing up to the summit of Mount Kenya, just trying to
Fresh air.
fresh
yeah.
air.
Yeah, there's a lot of fresh air.
Cool breeze.
And
it
and
was a
and the
nice-
lineup was like the guide was in front of us. I think it was Dhaval.
I was in front.
Everyone else was in front of us. So Dhaval was in front, Dravid was in front, and then Neil was all the way at the back. He was
just
with
four
our
of us
second
for the
guide.
summit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was me and then
You,
Yash. Yeah.
Yeah. I was completely at the back. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were
right
completely at
behind
the back. And then I let a silent one out, okay? So I didn't know it was gonna be that bad.
him. See.
but the apparently the wind was really bad. So I like, you know, it came in my
traveled.
nostrils a little bit, and I was like, oh, holy shit, that's really bad. I hope no one smelt it.
And guess what? Guess who smelt it?
I still remember Yashi's face. He just sat down like,
So-
I give up.
Just
So-
sat
This
down.
is it.
So what happened? Well, look what happened. So this guy, first of all, we're on a hill, like it's very steep. So Amay released his problem, and then I'm right behind him. So my face is actually right behind him, not behind.
Just say it, man. Your
Behind my
face is
ass,
wrong.
that's it. Just
I was-
say
How
it,
close was
man.
his
I,
butt?
I wasn't that close to his ass, but I was very close, kind of. So this guy released his gas, and then I smell it, and I just sit down. I'm like, screw them, I'm sitting down. And then these guys, they walk for 5 meters, and then they turn back, and they just see me sitting down, and then they're like, what happened? I'm like, you farted on my face. And the guy thought that I'm like, losing oxygen, but I couldn't explain to him just what happened, and then everyone
you kind
just
of were
starts
losing
laughing.
oxygen.
And then exactly, and Amay doesn't even say sorry. He just like screw you.
You.
The
weakling.
thing is,
How are
I
you
know,
gonna-
I know it happened. I know it happened, right? But I didn't want to admit it at the time. Like that's
course.
like,
Of course,
you know, that's embarrassing. But now it's like, fuck.
But-
Oh, that makes
everyone
perfect
knows.
sense.
but it's horrible. We were like at 4,000 meters. I'm dying.
If
I'm dying
anything-
for oxygen, and then you release your gas on my face.
If anything, Amay was the victim here, okay?
How was he the victim?
Being,
I
being,
was the victim.
being the neutral third party or fourth party, if you'd like, over here, I would have to say that Amay is the victim, if anything, of your very, very immature behavior. Yeah.
My immature behavior.
Why would you?
I sat down. That's how bad it smelled.
First of all, you guys are all the way up there. Yeah. You want to try and make it to the summit as quickly as possible because the conditions are so harsh. Yeah. And then
Exactly.
you're trying to slow the group down, Yash? What is this? What
Am
kind
I-
of, Now I know never to go camping with Yash again. Never to climb a
Amay was
mountain
trying to
with Yash.
use his gas as like a boost, but then it didn't work. It just ended up
No, it worked.
sitting
Okay,
down.
listen. I got to the top. I was the only one out of the 3 of you guys who hadn't done a summit climb before. I got
Yes,
to
you
the top.
made it. You made it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
So-
Dhaval, what was your thoughts on this? Like after you heard that night.
Me and Dhruvid, as soon as we smelt the
So
Oh,
you
bullshit.
smelt it as well.
You didn't
yes.
smell
You smelt it
anything.
as well.
Yeah,
Amay,
dude, if we smelt it, yeah, I'm just feeling bad for the other people who are climbing like next to us as well. It must have
imagine
been,
me. Imagine me. I
Yeah,
was
dude,
right behind
I mean, I do feel you, man. That was something. I haven't experienced such a smell since.
Okay,
Since,
to be
yes.
fair, we were the first people to reach from our route.
The summit.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
So me doing that helped us because everyone else slowed down as well behind us.
Great job, Amay. Great job.
Yeah.
You know,
What
I'm
I
always
take out of
looking out
this
for the
whole-
team.
What I take out of this whole experience is that, it's a good thing Yash was at the end because imagine if you guys had to put up with his farts, It's a good thing there's no one behind him. So,
Okay,
if
yes.
anything,
Fair point. I agree.
But that trip was a good one, man. That trip
Yeah.
was
It really
something.
was.
Do you guys remember after we hiked in the hill and then we had to dry ourselves and we
Yeah.
had that one lamp in the room?
Oh,
yeah, you
shit!
were
Yeah,
drying your
everyone
socks.
was hanging their socks on that lamp.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I think one of you woke up at like 3 in the morning and then I was
That was
there.
me.
hold, holding
Yeah,
your
Holding
socks.
your
over the lamp.
socks.
You're holding your socks, yeah.
And then all of you are like, what the hell are you doing? It's 3 in the morning.
No, can I tell you the funniest story of that trip at night? What happened? It was me. Shit. Who was it? Me. It was me and Dhaval. We were awake and we were like, okay, we have to play a prank on someone. So
Oh yeah.
I think I remember
The
this.
yeah,
But I was
yeah,
too
yeah.
tired. I was
no,
too
no.
tired to
So
stay awake.
no. This is because this is the story. This story is about you only.
Yeah.
So so we were like, okay, now what do we do? So we told I don't know who it was. I think we told like Mihir or Dhruvid to slap one of them, like to slap either Mihir or Dhruvid. And I think I told Dhruvid to slap Mihir, and
I remember this. I
story
remember.
is so fucked. I don't know why we were so evil that
Yeah,
time.
dude, we were quiet.
And then you pretended to go to sleep. Like
No.
nothing happened.
So it was the way we had set it up was during the whole trip we were making these jokes about how there's a demon following us, and Mount Kenya is all haunted and shit, right? And the cabin
And he kept writing the
Oh, we
666 sign along the way.
we
Hashtag
kept writing
World
666 everywhere on the climb. So it was like our whole thing, and it was the last. No, it wasn't the last day, but it was like I think the first day or something like that. And the cabin that we got had a really squeaky door, so this is fucking perfect. So what we did was we'll slap one of these guys who are sleeping, and then we'll pretend we're sleeping, and someone's gonna we attached a rope to the door, and we pull the door, and above the fire porch we wrote 666, right? And no one knew
I
this.
remember
No one
this.
no one knew like we wrote
Yeah, no one
that
knew
shit.
that.
So I think it was to scare me here only because he was the one who was the most scared of all this shit. So I told
That is true.
I told Dhruvid, yo, slap this guy on the head and then fall asleep and then we'll do the whole thing. So he's like, nah, I can't do this shit. So I went instead and I slapped him on the head like a hard one. And then he
And that
woke
was
up.
bad. First of all, the guy was tired. Like
Yeah.
he was. His hand was frozen or something. Remember?
He was
yeah.
dying. No, that
Then you
was after.
slapped.
No, that was after when it all hailed and shit.
This was before. Oh my
This
God.
was down in the base. This was in the base camp.
All right. Yes.
So is
Yeah.
this sort of a confession as well? Is this the first time we're hearing this story? In public?
Yeah, in public. Yeah,
Yeah.
in public. This is the
In
first time we're
public.
telling this
So
story.
wherever Mihir is, he should be tuning in.
Yes.
Listening to your apology.
After 5 years, is when
I don't apologize because shit, it was so funny.
Yeah, that's right. Does anyone
So-
remember Bumit's prison suit?
Oh, we saw him
No.
like a mile away. Remember? Like, I
Orange
think-
is the
I
new
remember
black.
this. We were hiking back down, and I think Bumit was a bit slow. So
He was all the way
coming
at the
with
back.
guide. So we kind of forgot, and we turned back, and we just see like an orange blob like in the distance, and we're like, that has got to be Bumit, because he wore a full orange costume, like orange jacket.
Costume.
It was I swear it was a
Oh, is
costume,
this
man.
Halloween?
I
It
think
was
it
a
was
fucking
Halloween.
costume, I swear to God. It was like orange. It was orange track pants, orange jacket,
Yeah.
everything orange.
His
It
shoes
was-
had orange laces, man. That's how prepared this boy
And then
was.
first off, he was
That is
walking
G.
so slowly, like it looked like a proper orange blob, like just rolling down the hill. Just too funny.
You know the worst part was we summited, we came back, had breakfast. These guys left like 3-4 hours before us, and we still
caught
overtook
up.
them.
But the prison suit was the funniest thing.
Yeah.
That's classic, man.
What a G. I respect that decision.
Alright.
It's how he was kept safe and it's how you identified him. And, you know.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
I say he did the right thing, because if he got lost, it was the easiest way to spot him.
I
Yeah.
just said that for sure. Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks for that contribution, Yash.
Thank you, Vishal. Thank you for acknowledging it.
So yeah, back to
Yeah,
that whole story, the demon story. So I slapped Mihir on the head, and then I pretend to fall asleep. He wakes up, and he slaps me, and I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Who slapped me?" And then So then Dhaval on cue, he opens the door and the door squeaks through the whole thing. And then Neil, who's sleeping upstairs, he's like, "Wait, what's going on? What's going on?" And he shines a light on the fireplace where written 666. And he's like, "Yo."
And then Amir freaked out.
Mihir freaked out. He's like, "Fuck this, guys. I'm not sleeping."
That's classic. That's executed so well.
oh my god.
You couldn't write this, man.
Yeah.
And then
Good
do
times,
you remember the time when we were I don't know what we were talking about, and Plenty was talking about orange juice.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Oh no, that was in my
Sleep
dream.
talking.
I was sleep talking about orange
oranges.
juice.
Yeah.
We were like, yo, Plenty, what do you want for breakfast tomorrow? We're like, he's like, orange juice.
Orange
We were
juice,
like,
yeah.
wait, what the fuck? That's so random. And he's like,
But
and we
I
asked
was
him
in my
why
sleep.
orange juice, and he's like, because orange juice is so good,
Yeah.
or something like that.
In my defense, I was very tired.
Yeah,
and
the
I
lad
was
was.
sleeping.
Classic,
I
yeah.
was sleeping. And then, do you guys remember the spiders we had in that? room?
Oh,
yeah,
fuck that, man.
shit, those
I
are
think that's where
something
I
else.
like, yeah, that's where the fear of spiders stemmed from, man.
Yeah, they would tag each
It
other
was
every
this.
time in like spider videos for like a full
In
year
spider
just 'cause
memes
of
and shit like that, yeah.
So does that mean you guys haven't watched Spider-Man?
No,
Oh my
what
God.
the fuck?
Oh.
Dude.
Oh, okay. All right. You can cut that. If you don't like that joke, you can always... Yash told me to say it. Just saying.
He's blaming me now. Like he's blaming me. He's blaming me.
No, that's classic Vishal. Says something really bad, lame and bad, but blames it on
I
someone
can
else.
even imagine his face, you know, and he like the nostrils flare up slightly to expect.
He was flaring up.
Yeah.
He was flaring up.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah.
God damn.
Holy
Yeah,
shit,
but
yeah.
amazing trip. And then, do you remember after we came back down completely, and then Dhaval
Dhaval
found
took
that,
the worst shit
shit
in the
his
history
life.
of shits,
I
man.
think we can leave that part out, guys. For the
No,
sake
no,
of,
it has to come out. It's like
Everyone's been exposed besides you.
You
fair enough,
found
fair
that
enough. Go on,
toilet.
then.
You found that toilet after like 4 days, and then you go in there and you make that thing radioactive.
I
Then-
don't think like that washroom is out of bounds.
And then
When he
I
came
think-
out,
I
he's
think-
like, yo, that place is a nuclear zone now.
And then I think it was Mihir who wanted to go after you. It was so bad.
When
he
he
had
came
to
back,
hold
I
it
think he
in.
was crying.
You had to.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
what
is
happens.
that why
It's what happens on a mountain.
is that why you guys haven't been back since 2013?
Yeah. I am the
think
cause
it
of that.
caused-
No, it's because we already did like the most challenging route. There is no point of going back again.
Yeah, but I think it calls for another one.
It does.
Yeah.
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 We have to like find another place to go.
Yes, and this time, Amay, you're hiking at the back.
Fine.
I do not care. I do
Fine.
not care what happens. I am not hiking behind.
But it's not my fault that you're so slow, dude. Like on the way
What do you
way
mean?
down from the
I
summit,
was-
right?
I was.
Listen,
I was-
on the way down from the summit, okay, Dhaval has he's just running down the slope. I am running down the slope.
That's
I look
true.
behind.
I was taking my time.
Yash is
Come on, I
walking
was-
like he's in
I was taking
Mombasa.
my
He's
time.
taking
He had,
pictures.
he had those sticks, those long ones, Baba Yangu.
I was taking my time. I was enjoying the view. Come on.
Us we were running down because it was so fun to run down.
Yeah, it was
And
quite
then
fun,
remember,
man.
Dhaval got lost.
Oh,
he
yeah,
went
'cause
down,
he went
yeah,
without
He
the
had to
guide.
find his way back to the camp.
Yeah,
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 he
that was
went-
actually quite
he went without
quite
the
an
guide.
experience, yeah.
Yeah, but how did you find your way back? I don't remember.
Basically, when we were briefed, yeah, in the beginning of the
'Cause-
hike, he was like, if you get lost, just sit down, and then if another hiking like group passes you, tell them where you want to go,
But
Oh,
did
yeah.
that happen?
and they'll So I ran down. Remember, like from the summit, because I was really
Yeah,
really
yeah.
psyched. of,
You were
like,
the first one down.
finishing. I ran all the way down. But then I took the
Yeah.
wrong route, so I went like closer to the valley instead of coming up. So I climbed
And
a
we
few
were-
hills and I'm like shit, because I could see the hut. I could see the hut in the distance, but I'm like I don't know
But
how
you
to
didn't,
get
you
there.
didn't know how to. Yeah.
So then after a while I'm like, you know what, let me just sit down. Someone's gonna come. And then luckily like 5 minutes later, some hiking guide came and he's like, "Are you lost?" I'm like, yes.
Yes, clearly.
Yeah. I didn't want to admit it. I was like, I'm just taking the bum. Like, no, let me not do anything. So told him I was lost. He's like, where do you want to go to that hut? He's like, oh, I'm going there as well. So he took me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
disclaimer,
the thing
guys,
was-
do not
the thing
run
was
down a
when we
mountain
were-
without proper supervision.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
True.
When we were climbing
that's a
up,
lot
yeah,
of-
it was like full. It was so dark you couldn't see anything, even though we had like flashlights and everything. It was so dark, and when we were climbing up, we were going zigzag.
Mm.
But then when we were
Very
coming
so-
down, there was no like zigzag path. You could just run down because it's just one big slope.
Yes.
Damn.
And it was very sandy. Remember, like you
Yeah.
take one step and you
Oh,
go
yeah.
down like
Slide,
5
It's just
yeah.
gravel.
Whoa.
It was
Vishal,
pretty
why
fun.
didn't
I
you
think
come with
coming-
us?
I'm trying to think of
good
what are my
excuse.
1 or 3 valid reasons. Wait, let me just think. I think
I think he was in India.
Oh yeah, I was actually in
He
India.
was in
To be
India.
fair, I was in India, and you know that's always
Ah.
true because it was
You're always
August
in
or
India.
December when you went. Yeah, no, honestly, I feel a lot of what's the
FOMO?
word you say when you feel left out of something again?
FOMO?
FOMO is what I'm. Yeah, exactly. I feel FOMO, man. This
He
is
has FOMO.
too many good stories from one trip.
But
Yeah,
I
we've
think
had quite
it
a
calls
few
for
trips.
another one.
Yeah, we have to go. But like the thing is, the second time we go, we need to have like some people like Bumit who come with us.
So you,
Bumit,
Like
wherever you are,
we just don't need
we need
everyone
you.
who's like a powerhouse who's gonna summit the thing
Powerhouse.
easily. We need like people.
but
who
we can make Vishal wear the orange suit.
Yeah, I
We
can,
can
I
have
can
that.
be a Bumit.
He'll
and
probably rock
plus,
that as well.
Yeah, he'll rock
Yeah,
that.
I don't mind, but you
Yeah.
know, I'm just saying that Bumit, wherever you are, we need you, man. We need you.
We need you.
Sometimes I wonder, yeah. After high school, we do not know where half of these people have gone.
Yeah. But
Yes.
it's actually in Manchester.
See, I didn't even know
think-
that.
Oh yeah, Neil. Yeah, Neil did
Neil has
mention
met
that.
him.
Neil's gone to
Yeah.
him a couple of times. Yeah.
So,
That's so crazy. I've
I
never
know,
I've
indeed
never
it
met
is.
him after high school. After I was even in senior high with us.
nah, yeah,
No,
he
he
was.
wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
I used to talk to him quite a bit actually. He was.
Wait, he was?
I think he was, yeah. But like he left. He didn't do like year 13 exams. He did like because he didn't get the best grades in year 12. So he left
Oh.
after that.
Huh.
Yeah.
See,
but
I
he was there.
don't know
Yeah.
where half of these people go.
Yeah, he was there.
And
he
then
was there.
senior high, we just got like a random influx of people from all over Nairobi. They just came into our
Yeah.
school for some reason.
Yeah. And I mean,
Yep.
senior high was quite. Everyone was really like into their grades and stuff anyway.
Not me.
Exactly.
Okay, I speak for myself then. Yeah.
No, it was everyone but me. I can guarantee you that.
Mm.
Do you guys remember that in the maths class we used to be at the bottom,
Completely.
So yeah, it was literally the three of us, wasn't it?
and like we had
Yes.
competitions of who comes last in class?
Yeah.
I feel like I won most
I
of the
think-
times. I think it was definitely me.
Yeah, I
Without
think
a
so. And you're proud of it, aren't you?
I am.
He's
I am.
proud of it.
without a doubt. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think my mom knows as well.
Yeah.
It was a rough
You
time.
came,
It was a rough
you
time.
came, Vishal. You came first, but from the bottom.
Mhm.
Exactly.
It's all about
Exactly. Proud
perspective,
of
man.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you have to look at positivity in in every aspect of life.
And Dhaval, we used to get a lot of shit, remember?
You
Were you
calm
ever
down.
told
in
to
the-
drop
yo,
math?
bro, you calmed down after like 2 weeks. Mine, took another level. But to be honest, I kind of miss her. Like, let me not lie. Like, Keku, like that class was just so nice.
You know, she's the
I
deputy
think,
head
yeah, all
of
of
junior
us
high.
do, man.
Really?
Yeah, she came back.
Yeah, she's the deputy head of junior high now.
Ah, damn, I didn't know that. Wow, well
Yeah.
done to her then.
Yeah. So she
Yeah,
had
but
gone
no,
to
it's
she
true,
had gone to
the
Premier,
like-
right?
Sorry?
And then
Yeah.
she went to Premier, and then she left Premier.
Oh, yeah,
And-
that's true.
And the reason she left Premier is because Oshal offered her deputy head.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So she
Damn.
came back.
Exactly, but you don't realize like how much you actually miss the place until you leave. And it's been a
Exactly,
couple of
yeah,
years,
yeah.
And then you think back, and yeah, we've had a lot of good times. To be
Yeah.
fair.
I think I kind of missed it like more this year. Like when you realize that everything's coming to an end,
True.
that's when you stop.
I mean, you guys you're almost graduating.
Well, not really.
know,
almost,
man.
Not exactly.
You have 2 more
Yeah, I
years.
mean it depends.
Yeah, but still, I don't know.
It's like-
It's right.
yeah, I know. I think Dhaval's got 2 years. Yash has got 2 years. I've got 2 years left. But still, even then, it just feels like everything's gonna change in a couple.
Because
in a couple of
the people
months.
you were with will finish, and then you
Yeah,
be the
exactly.
only one left.
True that.
All the business, like all the business people.
True that, yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone
kind of.
basically has a
That
3-year
one-
course, so.
Yeah, exactly. Even other course-mates, like people who do the same course as us, a lot of them will be gone by
This year, like everyone will
So everyone we
graduate.
started with, basically, they will be done and they'll be working by the time
we
still,
finish.
Yeah,
Because
by
they're
the
not
time we're
taking a
graduating.
placement year?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
precisely.
That and they're also doing bachelors. So
Yeah, yeah. That kind of scares me, man. I mean, the way everyone's moving ahead and, the way things are changing.
As in, it is scary,
But it's
if
exciting
you
as
think
well, like,
about
no
it,
doubt. But
it's exciting, but like everyone's like in their own like
yeah,
path.
yeah, true.
So, but it's a bit like you have to think about it. Like everyone will be leaving this year, so what
Yeah.
will you do next year? Like
Exactly.
exactly, and more importantly, all the people who we've been doing coursework through, they will be leaving this year.
so
Yeah.
we will be
Who's gonna be doing my work for me?
exactly.
These are the real questions.
We need to find someone else to depend on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's gonna be tough.
I mean, you guys will be. You seriously don't know anyone who's gonna be continuing on with you guys.
I mean, we
Like-
have like there are a few people. It's just that majority or bulk of our friends, right? Like
Yeah.
course mates and stuff are mainly going to be graduating.
Like the people you were close with, most
Yeah,
of them are
exactly.
doing like bachelors,
Mm-hmm.
so they'll be like leaving this year.
Yeah, and
That's
you've gone through
unfortunate.
thick and thin with them. You've
Mhm.
you've stayed awake till like 6 a.m. in the morning just revising on one particular topic. So obviously you're gonna miss all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite
Yeah,
nostalgic.
true.
Yeah.
True.
The
Mm.
thing
Yeah,
is, like
exactly.
in the UK, you guys have a better what's it called social system, in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but it's way easier to make to know people and make friends with people in the UK than it is in the US.
Mhm.
Cause
Oh
that,
damn!
like-
All right.
okay, let me tell you. First of all, your like accommodation stuff, right? If you're in a small if you're in a
House,
town like
flat?
Sheffield, no, if you're in like a town like Sheffield or Surrey or whatever, and
Yeah.
you basically have to like stay in flats
Yeah.
with other
Yes.
people because you don't have access to like big apartments or whatever.
Yeah.
So already you make friends with like 6 other people who are living in the same flat as you because you guys
Yeah.
cook together.
Yeah,
you,
we're
like, you're
basically
pretty
in the
much
same boat.
yeah, you're pretty much
Yeah,
together
the
the
same
entire
boat.
time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you like leave first year because everyone has to stay in, you can move into a house with the guys who you were sharing your flats with or your course mates, which
Yep.
is way easier
Yeah.
than what we do here. Because here it's like, first year you get to room with someone. You're just thrown into a room with someone. Like you have to share a room with someone.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the most uncomfortable thing ever. And after that, you really don't want to share with anyone. I mean, people do it because they're just kind of used to it. But after first year, I couldn't share with anyone. I was like, fuck this. I need to like get my own place. And
But
then when
is-
I
is
got
there-
my own like room in a 4-bedroom apartment, the other 3 people I didn't even really connect with them too much because 2 of them are older than me, and the guy who was
Yeah,
my
right.
age, he was just like he would usually just be in his room for most of the time, or he would just have
Right.
classes all day. He would just be studying all day. So we would really never hang out. So for me, it's like the only friends I've actually made are from the first week of uni, like opening week of uni when I actually moved in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've had those friends since then.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that is true. I think even we can relate. Like the people you met in the first week, I think those are the ones you stuck with like throughout.
yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I've kind of experienced both sides, like, because first year and this year, obviously, I'm living in a flat in the UK, but like last year, I was in like dorms and stuff with a roommate and everything. So I kind of know where you're coming from, because it is quite hard to, like, just live with someone you've never known before, and you like meet him at the door when you open the door to your accommodation. You're like, oh hey, I'm Dhaval. Who are you? And we're gonna be living together for the next 6 months. So
Yeah.
Well,
it is.
was it like that in Singapore though?
Yeah, it was,
'Cause
but thankfully, yeah. I mean, my roommate and me clicked instantly. Like, Werner, if you're listening, shout out to you. But no, honestly, like he's such a nice guy and stuff. So we just clicked instantly. We made like friends. We had like own friend group and stuff. So it was quite central to like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was devastated when he left, because he was only there for 1 semester and I was there for 2. So when he left, we literally like almost cried, because I know my throat was heavy. I know his was as well. So
Right.
yeah.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, but I guess it's always like that. It's always the people you sort of spend the most time with that
Yeah.
you connect with like the most. So that tends to be the people you live with.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, exactly. A lot of times they end up being your closest friends in uni. So it makes complete sense. But what about like in terms of social activities in the States? Do they not have like societies and
Okay,
stuff
see,
like
that's
that?
the thing. Here we do have clubs, like the way we had
Yeah.
in high school and shit. But
Yeah.
in Drexel, which I don't go to anymore, um, we had clubs, and then it was weird because I was part of a few clubs, but it's not that fun.
It's not
I
that
guess.
engaging, right?
Yeah,
They're not-
like we
everyone
met.
is not that engaging.
There was a gaming group there was a gaming club that was there. They had like LANs every, I want to say, every 2 months or something like that. It was like you start at 6 p.m. No, 2 p.m. on Friday or Saturday, and then it goes on to 6 a.m. Sunday.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, and you
Damn.
play like all kinds of games. They had like VR headsets and everything, but those are like far between. And then the thing was they were super into like one specific game. So if you don't play that game, you really don't like do much anyways. So I stopped going to those. There was a MUN club which I stopped going to as well. I went for like a few meetings and it just got too like not boring, but like the meetings were they were hard to come by as well. They would
Yeah.
be at like odd times.
So it wasn't engaging enough for you to actually
Yeah,
stay.
it wasn't engaging enough.
Okay.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. It wasn't engaging enough. So
Yeah.
those are like the two clubs that I was part of, and no one really gives a shit about clubs over here. They
Right.
the most social thing that you can do is join a fraternity.
Which Amay
Or
just, by the way, is part
sorority.
of, but is not telling us.
I am
Yes.
I am not part of a
But
fraternity.
at any point,
I would
why
never
are you
be
part
a
of
part of a fraternity.
But
Why
have you
not?
thought about it?
No.
Tita be the Gamma Phi.
Yeah, they I don't know. It's just the fraternity culture is so fucking weird, man. So
Do you want to
Okay.
give us some insights about it? Because we've never really.
Yeah.
yeah,
seen
okay.
that, seen that,
So
yeah.
I'll give you an opinion from like my experience in Drexel, right? So the most experience I've had with a fraternity was during welcome week, so the first week of uni, when everyone's just chilling and basically like freshers, right? But we don't have clubs,
Yeah.
we have fraternity parties to go to.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a guy, you're fucked
Why is that?
Oh.
because
Why is
you
that?
can't enter during that freshers week, you can't enter a fraternity unless you know someone who is in the fraternity. And because it's like your first day or whatever, it's your first week, you barely know anyone. So
So
you can't get
is
in.
it true that like you have to get in like through some initiation?
No. That's that's when you become a member. But this is like if you want to go to a party, or if you just wanna if you just wanna go to a party, right?
So it's like you need to know someone to go.
Yeah, you need to either know someone from the inside and tell him that, yo, I know this guy who's inside, who's part of your fraternity, who's a member of your fraternity, and he can vouch for me. So let me get in, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
So it's quite political like that.
no, it's fucking ridiculous. It's not only that, they're also quite. If you think for males, they'd be quite not sexist, but they kind of are as well. So if you're after Freshers Week, they become really they don't become very very strict, but they are kind of strict. Whereas if you go and you're a dude, you have to pay $5 to get in, but if you're a girl, you get in for free.
I see.
Right.
And then like after that you get unlimited drinks and all that, but like the drinks are like I've seen these guys make drinks. It's fucking disgusting. They have a keg, right? They have a keg of beer.
Yeah.
But it's like diluted with water, so they don't have to buy that much beer anyways. And then the hard
That's
stuff,
disgusting.
the really hard alcohol is like 50%, not even 50%. Like it's just like soda almost. There is some alcohol in it, but it's mostly soda. So no one really, like, you have to drink like 10 glasses to get fucked up on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're like, part of the inner circle of the fraternity, then you get the really good, like the really, really good shit. Also, like, fraternities are notorious for I guess this is like super controversial and shit, so I don't want to step in the wrong whatever.
Yeah, of course.
But in Drexel, there was this one fraternity that was shut down, and they were suspended because they were accused of raping someone, raping a girl.
Okay, that is messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Terrible.
yeah, and they were like the best, I'm putting in air quotes, best fraternity, because they had the biggest house, and they had like the most lavish fucking house in the, they had the best parties, the most exclusive parties that you can't even think of getting into. Yeah, it's just a weird culture. If you're not part of a fraternity and you never want to be in a fraternity, then it's like you're just whatever, you're tossed to the
just there,
sidelines, do
basically.
whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But if you do get into a fraternity party,
That's another.
that's when the real shit comes in, man. So the only parties that I've been to, only fraternity parties that I've been to, they were like, they were Indian frats. So
Oh shit! Really?
100%. So this is what I'm saying. They're also kind of racist as well, because they have only 100% Indian frats.
Indian.
Wow.
And I had a few friends who are applying or who are pledging to go into a frat that is predominantly white, and he's an Indian guy, and he could already tell he was rejected. Like from the first day he went in for tryouts and all that shit, he could already tell, because they were kind of segregating him. They really weren't talking to him as much. So it's all fucked up. And then so I went to an Indian frat, and they had this really terrible house. So if you're not that good of a frat either, and if you get a shitty house, a really small fucking house with
sorry,
a
do you
tiny
mind
ass
if I
basement.
interject?
Huh?
You see how you said like it depends on the frat what type of house you get. Is it not like something like, oh, you just found and you turn that into a frat house? Do you actually like get allocated houses?
So
do you not
Good
do it
question.
on your own? Like you
Yeah.
started when people do it.
no, because frats are part of the university. So
Oh, I see.
They're
the
allocated.
the houses that they're given um are part of the university land.
Oh,
If
I
that
Oh,
makes
see.
sense.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So like besides maybe one or two, the really posh ones,
Yeah.
they sometimes they can like overhaul the entire house or they buy their own house because they have so much money.
Mhm.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes, because it's so basically a frat gets most of its funding from
The university.
members, from members,
Yeah.
even ex-members. So if you're still if you used to be a member of the fraternity, you're a member for life.
Oh, okay.
That's how it works. Okay,
You're a
that's
member
how
for
it
life.
So you
You
can always return.
w- return is not the exact word that I would use, but you're just like an alumni. The way we are alumni of our high school, right? We can go in whenever we want. They'll recognize us and they'll, depending on what we did, they'll praise us or whatever, right? So same thing here. As long as you keep paying membership
Okay.
fees, as long as you keep paying the annual membership fee, you're part of the fraternity, and that's how they get their money. So even though you're not staying in the house, you still have to pay membership fees, and then if you're staying in the house, you have to pay rent and all that extra crap.
Damn.
Then yeah,
It does
it's
become quite
just
expensive then.
it's
It
okay.
just
It's
sounds
cheaper.
like a business.
It's
The
cheaper
whole
than
thing sounds like a business.
Yeah.
it is kind of a business, right? Where they are making a bit, like they are kind of making money off of it, and then there's also like a philanthropy side to it where they do activities to raise money for charities. I have never seen that. People do it.
I think that's just to show.
I have a friend who is like in a sorority, right? And she does like a bunch of events and they raise money for charity and stuff like that.
Okay.
And you can usually see this happening in in public universities, like state universities and all that. But in public universities, they don't really. It's very rare to see that, like
Yeah.
kind of philanthropy side of it. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. Fraternities are weird. I don't think I would ever want to apply for one.
And
It's
you
just
also
But then,
wouldn't
like,
recommend anyone
once-
joining one.
What?
Yash, do you
No,
wanna go?
once you join, like do you have to do like an initiation?
Yeah, so they have this whole process, right? And it's all very secretive and stuff like that. So even
It's
if you
like a
ask
cult.
some,
It sounds
Sounds
like
like
a
a
cult.
cult as
Wait,
well.
wait.
Sounds
Do you
like a
guys not have
cult.
initiations?
sorry?
Does Sheffield not have initiations? I mean, we kind of do, but
But
obviously it's nothing
that's-
bad. It's not like like you have to drink these many beers, something. Half of them don't even involve alcohol.
Doesn't
or
we
anything.
do, but it's more for like
Depends society to society, I guess.
Yeah, because for us it's mostly sports. Like most of the sports ones.
yeah,
have
it's only the
initiations.
sports ones.
Yeah, but it's nothing bad. I mean, you know what they show on TV and stuff. It's not that bad, obviously.
Yeah.
That's
I think the
illegal.
worst we've heard is was it the rugby society?
Yeah.
It's like people had to like shave their hands or something,
Oh
or
shit.
shave their head or stuff like
hell.
that.
That's
It's not that bad.
That's not bad at all.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So the thing is like the whole process is very secretive. So if you ask someone who's rushing for it, they won't tell you anything.
Mhm.
They'll be like, "Oh,
Oh.
I can't." It's like all very and because if they're caught saying these things, then they get removed. They get disqualified. Then they won't be initiated into the thing.
So
So
if you
Amay, did
fail
you have
any,
to go through one?
Yeah, you have to go through one. So it's called a rush, where you apply for the thing and you go to. So there's a whole week. It's called a rush week where they have all these events, and it happens every semester. So in the
Yeah.
beginning of the semester or the second or third week of the semester, they have rush week where it's a week of events all happening at the person's
Okay.
what's it called, their frat house.
Mhm.
And so basically when you apply, you go through, do all these events, and then they judge you on your social skills, I guess, how you talk to people and stuff like that, and then you get a bid from from the members. They think that, okay, you're good, we'll shortlist you. So that's the first part. Once you go through that, then there's like another month and a half, I think.
Wow, that's quite a long process.
Yeah, no, here this is the most fucked up part.
Yeah.
So for girls it's kind of it's whatever, but for guys you will be fucking tested to the max.
It sounds like such a bad cult.
Yeah, no, it really does. There's a very, very fine line, because they don't really worship anyone. It's just like, whatever, we're just here to have fun.
But it's almost there. You just need an idol to like.
Yeah, we just need an idol to worship. That's literally, and it's just cult status at that point.
Damn.
So,
But yeah, no, it sounds like a very artificial sort of social structure and setup to uni life. I don't know.
It's very different to ours here.
Yeah, way different.
Like our uni culture and like societies and stuff.
Yep. The thing is, the reason why it's so, it's very recommended and very, very popular is because you network with a lot of people, and being part of a fraternity is like a cheat code, kind of like on your CV. So
really?
if you apply to a firm where maybe the CEO was part of this fraternity, right? You already have that connection.
Oh,
So
I see.
you're already kind of they'll be like, yeah, he's part of the fraternity. That means he's really good and shit like that.
So it's like unofficial, but it still helps.
It
what you're
is
trying to say.
no, it is actually quite official. That shit goes straight in your CV.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is, in a way, it's useful. It's just that it's the way you see it and the way you use it.
Yeah, the whole initiation process is kind of weird. It's kind of fucked up. I mean, depending on how you look at it. After that, not so weird, depending on which fraternity you go to. If it's like just a fucking fuckboy fraternity, then that's whatever. But there are some like honor fraternities. Okay.
Do you remember your nickname in A levels?
Listen, yours was more popular than
Okay,
mine.
we'll come to that later. Continue.
So, there are some fraternities that are very, 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 very elite. They're called honor fraternities, and they offer positions to people who do really well in their course. So there's like a computer science fraternity where if you're like one of the top students, you get an invite. And those are, you don't have to like go through a whole initiation process or anything.
Oh, you
get an invite.
They invite you.
So it's by
Yeah,
invitation
it's-
only. Okay.
Yeah, it's like fucking Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like, yeah, you get a golden ticket, and that's how you get in to the whole thing.
So in that case, do these fraternities like keep a lookout for students?
Yeah. So they have like ties with the different colleges. So like the College of Computers and Informatics, right? The computer science fraternity will have ties with them to see who is like a really good outspoken person and someone who's really like, doing their shit properly.
Yeah.
So what happens if you like fail an initiation? Can you like reapply the next time, or is it that's it?
You can reapply, but people don't really do that because it's kind of embarrassing. To be
I see.
honest. It's like you apply for head boy and you come last, but then you reapply again and then you come last again or
I see.
whatever.
Okay.
It's just pointless. People either choose to just go to a different fraternity at that point
Fair enough.
and try again there.
Fair enough.
But there is a high chance that you fail because they just fucking torture you at that point.
Amay, did you have to do something that was like torturous?
Or explicit.
For what?
Yeah. Like when you did your initiation.
I am not part of a fraternity, and I've never rushed for a fraternity.
Are you not telling us because there's like a code of silence you boys have that you can't, spill secrets?
There's no getting out of this. But even if I look, as soon as you're part of the fraternity, then you can whatever. You can just say whatever the fuck you want. They don't really care.
Okay.
So that is not an excuse for me. Like there is no code of silence or whatever.
I like how he's spinning this to like come back on us. It's
Code
fine,
of
man. We
silence.
understand. It's cool.
I'm not part of fraternity. Okay, my university doesn't even have frats because it's a very very shit one for now.
Dhaval, are you part of any fraternities?
I am code
Or
of silence,
sororities
brother.
that we're
Code
not
of
hearing
silence.
about?
I think
Sororities.
Dhaval, yeah, it seems like you
What?
are.
Code of silence, brother. I am not allowed to say anything without proper supervision. So yeah, I just can't say anything to be fair.
No,
But
that's fine.
but
In
honest
that-
speaking, no, we don't really have frats or anything like that here. So
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
We've not had any.
yeah, I mean
That'd
I've
be a
been to a
good
few
thing. It's nice and
initiations,
simple.
but the initiations, I mean, it's literally nothing like what Amar just described. It's like you
Exactly.
meet people. Sometimes you're told to stand on a chair and sing, which no one actually minds. But that's like the most you're gonna have to do. So
Oh, so
But
there's
that-
this one.
that's
No,
not-
wait,
Actually
wait.
sounds
There's
like
this
fun
one
rather
Mm.
than-
where I told you the friend who was in a sorority, right? So what they made her do is they told her to sit on a washing machine, and they told all of
What?
them to sit on a washing machine, and they turned it on, right? And this is like to girls, so this is like fucking
that's
like
creepy.
this is ridiculous. So
That's creepy. That's just
no. Like this is girls telling girls like
Oh,
this is what you
shit.
have to do. Yeah. So they made them sit on a washing machine. They turned it on, and then they were like, okay, whatever jiggles, like whatever part of your body jiggles, you need to lose that by the end of the term, or by
What?
the end of this initiation thing.
Whatever body
That
part
is
jiggles.
insane.
Bullshit.
What
No,
bullshit is that?
like the fat part. So like whatever.
Oh, no
that's
way.
like.
That's fat shaming. Bloody hell.
Yeah, and it's like
Man,
like
it just
this
sounds
is like
All of this is so shallow. Like the way
Yeah.
it
they,
is.
they have their selection process and stuff as well. Like it's so exclusivist. If
Yeah,
that's even
Vishal
a word,
Vishal
you know
has
what
a
I mean?
personal
Like,
vendetta against that because he's been told to do that and he felt quite bad. Yeah.
Vishal has always wanted to be part of things
Sorority.
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he sat on the washing machine, they called him Jigglypuff.
Whoa.
Jigglypuff.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, see? I mean,
That's
we're
kinda
spilling
right.
secrets, aren't we? So you might as well come out in the blue now.
Yeah, today it's all going out there.
Yeah, exactly,
So
yeah.
It's fine. It's
He's
fine.
gonna
No,
backfire me so bad soon, but it'll be worth it.
No, he likes the name. Look, he's so happy right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Are the nostrils flaring, mate?
Yeah, you know when
Yeah.
he's
Little
when he's
bit,
really
little bit.
happy, they flare up.
Yeah, there you go.
Damn.
Yeah, it's very different to what we have
Mm.
here. I think the uni culture is completely different.
Yeah.
But you know the other thing you're talking about, like how a lot of people are sort of becoming more and more closed off. So like even if you have flatmates or housemates, they don't really come out that often, or they don't want to speak to you that much.
Mhm.
I feel like that's a general thing that's happening around the world at the moment. Just people, because of how technology is. I could be wrong again. I'm not trying to generalize how everybody is, but everyone's sort of becoming more and more closed off and
Mhm.
sort of more reserved and within themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For example, if you take something like dating,
Yeah.
a lot of people are happier to meet people through a phone rather than face to
Through
face. If
face
that
to
makes
face.
sense. If that makes sense.
That is true.
That
Valid
is
point,
that is
yeah.
actually very true. Oh, do you know the guys? Yesterday I told you about the person who I'm speaking to.
Yeah.
Yes.
We met on Tinder.
Ah, see?
Oh, no way.
perfect
Oh
example.
no way!
It's the
Perfect
future,
example.
baby.
It's the
Yes.
future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have since uninstalled that app because I don't need it anymore.
Ooh,
Well
big
done,
move.
son.
Well done, Amay.
The
Well
thing
done.
is, the
Good for
thing
you.
is, right, with Tinder, it's so weird because I used to keep telling myself that, okay, after this week, I'm gonna uninstall. I don't need this fucking app. It's trash, garbage. But it's so
But then you still kept it.
funny. It's so funny because the thing is, I wasn't, I didn't go on Tinder in the start to like find someone, right? I just went there because I've seen a lot of funny shit from Tinder. Like
And now look what happened.
people's bios are like grade A, amazing. Like
Yeah.
you'll find some hidden gems over there.
What's your bio?
Hidden gems.
I'm not gonna lie, like there's people who just like, okay, this is kind of explicit and kind of gross, but I saw a picture on I saw a picture on Reddit where this guy put up a picture of a girl's bio, and it was the picture was her getting like a facial.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She put that as her Tinder profile picture.
And he put that as his.
And he put that
picture.
he put that for everyone else to see
Wow.
on the internet.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Actually,
see, that's
don't
the
know what
thing
to say.
about these apps.
Yeah.
Though. I mean, there's no privacy left anymore, is there?
No, not really. I mean, you
So
need
that-
to you need to know what you're getting into. Like if you
That's
put
true.
that shit on fucking Tinder, you know that everyone's gonna see that, and it's
That's
gonna get a
true.
lot of attention, and someone's gonna screenshot it and fucking put it on Instagram or whatever, saying, "Look at this person." Like, yeah, you just have to expect it at that point.
That is true.
But I feel like some people do it just for attention.
Yeah,
But I mean, isn't that the world
That's-
nowadays anyway? Isn't Instagram just an attention capture?
it is.
So,
Oh yeah, I agree.
given the way it's moving, the way everything's happening. I mean, look at the Fire Festival thing. I mean, it captured so much
Dude,
attention,
that thing
but
was fucked.
that was something else, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
That was fucked.
Yeah, I didn't follow it much, but I know what happened.
Have you watched the Netflix documentary on it?
No, I didn't. haven't
Yeah, I
seen
suggest
that.
you do because that like provides
watched
so
that
much
shit.
insight into what happened.
Right.
Watch
Okay.
it.
That it's something else, man. Like they over advertised the event to a point where like they had what like models and stuff.
No, so
Yeah.
the thing was like when this whole thing happened, right? I was kind of into it. I knew what was going down, right?
Yeah.
The whole Fire Festival when it was announced and shit like that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently it's gonna be the next Coachella. That's kind of cool. Like more competition and stuff. And then it all crumbled. The thing is, the reason why it was such a big deal was because like people in America are spoiled as fuck.
Yeah.
Like rich people in America are spoiled as fuck. I saw this picture about this guy tweeting, and he's like, the reason why Fire Festival was such a catastrophe is because spoiled rich American kids went for it. Imagine it was like British kids who went there. He's like, we'd be fucking mudsliding, standing on each other's shoulders, starting football chants and shit like that. Like
does
they
sound
wouldn't, like people in the
Glastonbury, to be
UK
honest.
don't give a fuck about anything. But here, like everyone's rich, they need to be like sophisticated.
Pampered.
If something is wrong, they get like really like pissy about it and stuff like that. So I think that's the reason why this whole thing was a catastrophe, because everyone was just like,
But
I-
what was the main reason like why it failed?
Over
because
advertisement.
okay, so this guy marketed the shit out of it. So
Yeah.
they paid so many Instagram models to
Yeah,
like,
I saw
promote
there
all
was
that
so
crap.
much advertising about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So they oversold tickets, okay? And
Yeah.
the thing is, he wanted to plan this festival in like 3 months.
That's
And
insane.
everyone, all organizers, like all event planners, all of them are telling him it's impossible. You can't do it. You can't do it in 3 months. It's
3
just
months.
it's not possible. But he didn't listen. He's like, fuck it. I'm just gonna try, because he wanted to try. That's how he was. That's how he is. And then he kept running out of
Eventually
money to pay people because the timeline was so short. Like he kept forcing shit. um, he kept like doing more scummy things. Some people were
Just
not
to
getting
get it
paid.
in place. Yeah.
Yeah, and then right before like the day before the festival was about to start, they like set up almost everything, and it rained.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it wasn't just normal rain, it was like quite the storm as well. 'Cause
Yeah, it was
you
a
have to, you have
storm.
you have to recall that this thing was like on an island in the Bahamas, with no proper
Yeah.
infrastructure, nothing.
So it all just went to shit.
Yeah.
It just
after
went to
that,
shit. Yeah.
Damn.
So people reach there the next day. They're like, yes, it's gonna be the best fucking time of my life, and all that crap. And then they get to the event, and they get to the location, and apparently the tents are like disaster aid tents. When they've been, when instead they've been like promised like proper luxury tents. You know when you go to camping, not camp like those camping hotels in Mara,
Yeah.
where it's like a tent, but inside there's a shower and all that cool
Yeah,
shit.
like a
Like all
luxury
the
tent.
amenities are there.
Exactly.
It's like a luxury tent. But these are just disaster aid tents. Fucking mattresses are all over the place. They were wet. The tents were wet. Like it was just a horrible, horrible place. The thing was, it was supposed to be on Pablo Escobar's island,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
like the owners of that island were like, you're in all your material, like all your advertising and promotional material, you should not mention one word about it being Pablo Escobar's island. If you do, we're gonna cancel. And during the whole promotion shit, that's the thing that they used. They used, oh, you're gonna party in Pablo Escobar's
They
island.
use that as a
So
big selling point, basically.
yeah.
Because
So-
everyone would want to experience that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so the owner of the island found out, and they're like, fuck off. You need to find another place. And now
What?
this guy is
Yeah.
losing his mind because he's already sold tickets and everything, and he has to find another place to set up like the whole festival and all that shit. So
So
now
wait,
he's
did people actually make it to the island?
Yeah.
they did. So it was this island, the new island that they went to. There was already a resort on it, so it was kind of inhabited, but not to a very high degree.
Think of it
Like,
like
it was-
Lamu or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But like a lot worse.
Lamu or Malindi or
Yeah.
whatever. There is infrastructure, but it's not enough to hold like 2,000 people.
For a festival on top of that. So.
Yeah, and the
And
the
plus we were
timing.
short on time.
Yeah, and the timing of the whole event was put up on the most busiest period of that island's time, because they were having like a boat festival. So the whole island was filled up. They had the most expensive package that they were selling was like a house. You get a house for like 200. You have to pay like $250,000 for
Yeah.
the house, and it's
What?
like it's all lavish and shit like that. And
You can buy a real house for that much, right?
Yeah.
yeah, but now you have to understand this is like a concert as well. So
And did he manage to get the second
no, he
place?
didn't get they managed to put up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So on the second thing, they tried and tried and tried and tried. They got like these disaster aid tents. The houses that were gone, they couldn't do anything about it, so they oversold houses. Some people got houses to live in, but some people just didn't get any house to live in. They were like, fuck, what am I supposed to do here?
And
They
imagine
paid
you
like
pay.
So they had no
250K.
tents as well, like nothing
They
to
didn't have
stay.
enough tents. Like,
They didn't have enough tents, so it was like a free for all.
yeah. Like everyone was fighting for mattresses and stuff on the night they were there.
It's
Yeah.
like you go to an island and then you're just trying to survive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like you
it's-
go for
yeah.
Coachella, but then
But
it
you paid
becomes
to do
Mad
that.
Max, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's exactly how it is.
So,
Damn, but I guess it shows how misleading social media can also be, right?
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Moral of the story.
That's all fucked up. And like he just kept on doing more scummy shit after that. Like he was under trial for this whole Fire Festival thing, doing wire fraud and stuff like that. And
Oh, damn.
during that whole thing, he started doing more scams where he would send an email to all the Fire Festival attendees about tickets to like very exclusive events, like fucking tickets to the Met Gala, where there's no tickets. It's not a public event. You have to be invited by someone, and those like the invitees are like properly vetted and everything, like very
Exclusive
high people in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
Invite these people, and he's like, "Oh, I'm selling tickets to the Met Gala," and people buy those tickets. So
Oh my god.
it's
So there's a proper scam.
Yeah.
this dude is like a scam artist, 100% scam artist.
So when the whole thing like failed,
Yeah.
what happened to the guy itself?
I think he went to
See,
jail.
now
didn't
he's going to jail.
Oh, wow. Damn, is his middle name douchebag, man? Wait, no one answered that.
I think it was. You don't even need to answer it.
Yeah, it's just a rhetorical
Yeah,
question.
rhetorical.
But I feel like it's gonna be true for all these festivals. Like even though they look very fancy on social media, like let's just take Tomorrowland. When you see the after movie, what you see on the after movie just makes you want to be there. But when you actually go there, I don't think it's gonna be the same.
Obviously.
No,
not.
but like
Because,
Tomorrowland is sophisticated, right? Like even though it's like a camping festival and shit like that. But
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
look at the after movie, the tents are nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the area they set up, everything is nice. It's like it's you want to live there. You wouldn't mind living there for a weekend,
Yeah.
okay? Because there's like it's not a shit show.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's not a shit
but
show.
the Fire Festival as well, like it was advertised as like a luxury event, like festival,
Yeah.
and like stuff like
Yo,
Tomorrowland and
people are
stuff.
paying 250 grand
Dude, that is
to
insane.
get in.
I can't believe people actually went there.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
like, oh, you're gonna get like 5-star meals and all that shit. And they were served. And what were they served? They were fucking served sandwiches,
with cheese
with-
slices.
slices of cheese, and sliced
Wow,
tomatoes.
meal deal.
Deal, deal.
And it wasn't even like it wasn't like the sandwich was like put properly, like, you know, a gourmet sandwich. Like they just fucking tossed the shit in the box, and they're like, here you go.
That's even less than a meal deal.
Yeah.
It is worse than a £3 meal deal. Let me tell you that.
I mean, it probably tasted better than most meal deals here, but who knows, you know?
No, dude. Okay, the meal deals are really good.
I'd beg to differ, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, I can't relate. No.
What?
I mean, if you're not used
Amay,
to
you actually like them.
yeah, they're
I
horrible.
eat the what's it called, the vegetarian one. I don't know what
Yeah,
one
but
it
like,
is.
where do you get it from? Tesco, Sainsbury's? I mean, to be fair, it doesn't matter. 'cause all
The
of them
£3
taste
meal
shit
deal. So
anyway.
Tesco.
Yeah, that one's the worst, mate.
What?
Exactly.
Yeah,
No,
it's quite
because
bad.
it doesn't even taste like a sandwich. It's just like some frozen cold bread.
Yeah, it's not very nice. But you know, every man to himself. So,
Yeah.
When I came to UK in 2016, bro, that's like pretty much all
What you
me and
survived.
Murtaza had.
yeah, but
When
I'm
we
guessing
didn't want
if
to
you're not
cook
used
or
to
go
that-
out, that's what we had. We were
Yeah.
like, you know what, just go to fucking Tesco, get the £3 meal, and come back.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, we're not gonna judge him, but
Yeah, but we are secretly, mate.
I can imagine everyone in the UK is just rolling their eyes. They're like, this fucking guy, man. Someone find him some good food to eat because this guy's suffering.
Yeah, man, some Maggie or something, you know.
Bro, fuck that shit. You want me to
I
die
mean,
or
if
something?
you like a Tesco meal deal, Maggie isn't, you know, gonna be out there. So
I think Amay is a great fan of Maggie,
No.
aren't you?
No, definitely not.
And Google.
Definitely not.
And
I don't remember the last time I had fucking Maggie for a meal ever.
But you remember when you had Hajmola? Last night.
Yeah, that's what made him fart on my face.
I don't know this guy's face, man. He just sat down like, I give up. I'm done. Just kill me here now. Bury me
We've
in
come
the
full
snow.
circle.
I'm not gonna forget that for the rest of my life.
Fuck.
I think the smell still like still at the back of my head.
Damn.
Have you
Holy
not showered
shit.
since, Yash?
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
We've come full circle, and I think with that we can conclude this week's episode.
I think we
Thank you
can,
very
yes.
much for having us.
Thank
it
you
was a
for
pleasure.
having us, Amay.
Yeah, it was really good to finally like properly talk to you guys after. I don't know. I haven't talked to Dhaval in like 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a while, yeah. But
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, no bullshit.
I know, dude. You know I'm busy and stuff. So
He's a man in demand, man. He's
yeah,
a
man.
man
What
in
can I
demand.
say? What can I say, my friends?
Yeah, he was halfway across the world, and
Yeah,
stuck
time of
in
my
on
life,
the
man.
mad
Honestly,
side.
I'd repeat that year if I could. That was just something else, man.
I think I wanna experience that.
Yeah, you definitely
Try
need to, man.
That side.
That's something else. Maybe the four of us could go for like a South Asia backpacking trip, you know.
Oh,
Ah,
fuck
damn.
yeah.
Yeah,
That is
that'd be sick.
up for it. Remember when we tried to plan that Ladakh trip,
Oh yeah.
but then we ended up going to MK, which was worth it. Which is worth it.
Was it actually
It was,
getting
it was.
farted on your face?
I mean,
Yeah, money's worth.
if we
man.
ignore that, yeah. But I think
that was a
soon
good
enough.
trip.
Soon enough.
Yeah. Do you guys have like any special shout out that you want to give?
Shout out to everyone listening to Amay's podcast. You know, this guy's doing big things. So,
I'm
let's
trying
get the
to
word out there.
Places with this.
Yeah, he's making me famous. So, just, in this Instagram
Great job, Amay.
state of mind, yeah.
And, thank
Give him
you
your
for
love and
making us
support. He
laugh.
deserves it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, give it up. Give it up.
Ground control
To Major Pom.
Oh my god.
That is the name.
I think that's what we'll call this
DJ
episode.
Pomisha
DJ
in the
Pom.
building. This summer comes the story of a boy who wanted to start a podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Ground control to Major Pom.
Out
Signing
in
off.
cinemas near you. Signing off.
Signing off.
Signing off.
Alright, so thank you for listening. Have a great week and goodbye.
Bye-bye, my fans. I'll miss you.